Welcome to another monthly recap of what I watched in April. So let's get right to it. First, I watched this Wish, and it was very lame. It's a nothing burger. It's a very basic cliche movie that has nothing interesting in it. It's basically a Disney 100 year celebration, and that's basically all. It is filled with the basic Disney princess and fairy tale tropes. The story is very boring, everyone is dumb and lame, the main character is lame, the side characters are lame, they did something useful for once. The goat character was not great either, he wasn't humorous or entertaining. The villain is okay, but still very lame. He's not threatening, he is powerful, but he is still the worst villain ever. I was really hoping him to make this movie any better, but no. The music in here is pretty awful, the lyrics are awful, the beat was great, but the execution was awful. The animation is okay, I like that they're trying other types of animation. I prefer the old casual looking animation or 2D, which is what everyone was asking for. This movie is hilariously bad. There's lots of Disney references and even more in the end credits and even after the end credits. This movie is just full of itself. It's just Disney references everywhere, and it was getting to the point where it was exhausting. Okay, we get it. You're Disney, you made this, you made that. Okay, do something different, please. It's clear that this is a corporate product film and nothing artistic. It's lame and a waste of time, and I give this movie a maybe 3 out of 10. What's really interesting is that there's content from this movie that's been cut out, and I feel like that could have made this movie any better, and I would have given it a 4 instead. Frankenstein's Army is interesting. I am not good with war movies. They obviously tell that war is hell and it's bad. This movie is about Russian soldiers lured into a deranged scientist's secret lab and forced to face off an army of flesh and metal war machines. It reminds me a lot about this segment in VHS 94, The Subject, but extended. I really enjoyed this movie overall. The visuals look fun and a bit weird. The editing is weird because I believe that there were some weird editing choices in this movie. I like the creature character designs, the lab, metal, and flesh hybrid designs, and there was also really good makeup designs in here. A lot of horror visuals looked good. This movie looked like there was a lot of effort put in. The acting is okay, but not great. It's mostly tough guys yelling and battling at each other. That's all I had to say about this movie. It was alright, I did enjoy it. This movie takes place in World War II, and it's obvious that it doesn't look like it's taking place in World War II. Maybe the movie will look a lot better if you put a scrappy black and white, no color filter in it. Then it would look good. It would be convincing that it looks like it took place in World War II, and I give this a 6 out of 10. Dune is a fine movie. Okay, I honestly like the movie. I'm struggling to watch part 2 because it's so long, and I've been falling asleep on it, and I've been busy at work working on my VHS franchise video, which is on my channel, and while working on this, and I just couldn't do it. I have to set a good time to watch it. I don't know, I just can't with 2-hour movies. Dune has really good visuals, CGI, really cool desert setting and visuals. I do like the characters' costuming and makeup in this movie. I love the production design from outside and from the inside. I like the cinematography, the directing, and the story was okay. The acting is fine, Timothée Chalamet is great. Zendaya, who is okay, I feel like she doesn't appear throughout the whole movie until the end. The fighting choreography and the visual parts that were used in the fighting scenes where they stab a character and displays a red and blue glitch thing. I thought that was pretty good looking, pretty good, pretty great. I'll have to plan a day to watch part 2, and I give this movie a 6 out of 10. I hope part 2 is good. Showgirls is a movie that I've been anticipated to watch and to check out because it's got an NC-17 rating, and I discarded on Tubi and I saw it, and overall the movie was okay and entertaining. It's not bad or anything. I really like the cinematography, and the dance in this movie is great. There's good makeup and set pieces and stage designs, production really good. The story is okay. I got a little bored and waiting for anything to happen. After all, I did see this movie enjoyable. The performances are okay. They were not great, but they were okay at least. I do think Elizabeth Berkley is great in this movie. She was really talented and she felt like she was really acting. The directing is great. Paul Verhoeven is really good, and probably check out his other films. And Joas Terhas, since he wrote this movie. Whatever, it's a fine movie. I have nothing to say about it. I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10. Kung Fu Panda 4 is kind of a disappointing movie. It is a very mid movie, just like the third movie. Not to say the third movie was bad, but it was a movie that should have ended the trilogy. It at least ended it in a high note, but the fourth movie makes it kind of a mess. It's pretty much clear that this is a cash grab of a movie because the studio needed money. It didn't feel anything like the first two movies. There weren't any deep moments from any of the characters, not even the villain. So I don't know what's the point of having to make another sequel. If you're not gonna do anything interesting, the villain is not good, she's not well written, she has no thread, her motive is also bad. Well, her motive was that she wasn't good at Kung Fu because she was small, so she uses a power that she could turn into another character, and that is pose enemies, and that's basically it. I mean, Kung Fu requires practice, and it's just weird why even this is here. I don't know how you make a villain like this in a movie like this. Considering the past 3 villains were good, this one isn't, and I could immediately tell that this is a cash grab. And that's a bit embarrassing to just know that it's a cash grab. Also, the villain here from previous films are not even powerful at all. They don't appear throughout the whole movie or during post-adventure. They don't even get any time to fight back or do any fighting. They appear at the end and get their powers taken from the chameleon and do nothing. That's just pretty much it. Which sucks, you know. I really would like to see these villains also do something like fight the chameleon or Poe. That could have made this movie any better and interesting. The new Fox character was simple, she was okay, she knew Kung Fu. She didn't feel as much as annoying, like that bird who I don't know what the name was. I think everyone was expecting her to be annoying because she's voiced by Awkwafina, but I didn't find it annoying. And I moved on from The Little Mermaid. Every time I mention it, it comes back to me. It just comes back. I just thought she was a weird cast in this movie. The story is not great. There's no stakes in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Well, there was one part that was surprising, and that is that this Fox character works with a chameleon to bring Poe to him. Good, I guess. The humor is pretty flat. There's nothing funny about this movie. There's no good humor delivery or joke delivery. There's nothing. All the humor is very childish. The fight scenes are good. There are some good fight choreography. I like the score in this movie. The animation style looks okay, but I'm not gonna let that fool me with the bad story and bad writing. Like, overall, this movie was pretty lame and full of nothing. It's just an obvious thing that you could tell it's a cash grab. that they're trying to get money, and it's just obvious. Like, I guess people gotta roll with it, but it's embarrassing. I mean, at least tell a good story, have good villains, good characters, like at least do something like what you used to do with the first two movies. Very mid movie. I give it a 4 out of 10. Last movie is Late Night with the Devil. Late Night with the Devil is a movie I was anticipating watching until the whole AI controversy came out and the movie contained 3 images that were AI. Now, should the film be supported? Should it be allowed or given attention? It's honestly up to anyone who decides to watch it. I watched it and there's no problem with the film. The film only uses 3 AI images. It's not like the whole film is AI. There wasn't any weird character or audience distortment or movement around. And the writing doesn't feel AI. It felt creative and entertaining. I don't stand by AI or anything. I don't like AI. I feel like AI is horrible and bad, but the movie is like 3% AI rather than 100% AI. I think they use AI for help, which I guess AI nowadays could be used for help and should not be used to do your whole work for you. I suppose that they didn't have a budget to hire artists or something. To be honest, I don't know how budgets work, but the whole movie doesn't feel AI overall. It all looked like it was made by the hands of someone, by someone creative, someone put effort into this story. Overall, the movie is fun and entertaining. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the cinematography, the directing. I love the production design. I love the costuming. Everything looks very 70s. I love the 70s vibe. I enjoyed the visuals. They looked wonky and weird, but it did make the movie experience more joyful and fun. It looked really good. They worked really well with this movie, and with the acting is really good. The pacing of this movie is really good. Overall, I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end. I wasn't getting bored or disappointed. There were only a few moments where I just wanted to get into the craziness and horror parts. It's fun, it's decent, it was enjoyable, entertaining, and good. A good, decent horror original that's on Shudder. And I give this movie a 7 out of 10. And that's it. That's it for what I watched in the month of April. Thank you for sticking around and for listening. Hear me talk about movies. Let me know your opinions on these movies. Once again, I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.